welcome back to another week of Spiffed Up. So this week we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Instead of me doing an eye makeup tutorial today, I'm going to be filming my full foundation highlight contour routine. Typically I would do my eyes after I do my face, but for the sake of this video I wanted to just do my eyes off camera. So if you guys want to check out that look, I did play around with the Urban Decay electric palette. I will have a tutorial on this pretty soon, like up here on my YouTube channel, but for this eye makeup look that I did off camera, you can go into my Instagram, which is @SpiffedUp. You guys can go and check that out, and all of the makeup details and all of the steps and all of that will be in the caption of that video. So go and check that out, follow me, give it a thumbs up, you already know about all of that. I'm so excited to be filming a talk through video again. I finally decided to just, you know what, just film in my room again. Back in the old school days when I first started on YouTube, this is where I was filming. So it's kind of like nostalgic to be back in here with my camera and just filming again, and I was like, woo! Why did I stop filming in here? This is such good like natural lighting. Like I have no lighting equipment besides like my lamp, which I always have on. So we are just gonna get started. This is gonna be doing my full face foundation routine with my beauty blender. I did also upload a sort of like face tutorial on my Instagram, not using a beauty blender, so you guys can go and check that out. But I pretty much like 80% of the time I will use a beauty blender for like everything. Alright guys, so let's just go ahead and get started with this full foundation routine. Foundation that I've been really kind of using lately, I've been playing around with a lot of matte foundation, so I have like a lot of samples. So I was like, is it kind of cheap if I use a sample of a foundation that I haven't purchased yet, but I love the quality of them? So I've been testing them out. I thought, you know what, no, let's just show off my packaging of like my old school Makeup Forever HD foundation. Not the Ultra HD, the HD OG foundation. I still love this for some reason. I do not like the Ultra HD formula. I don't like how dewy it gets. Like for some reason this one here, this is still like my ride or die. Like I have both. Like I seriously have both. I've tested these out and I go back to this one. I already moisturized my skin, and I did not prime. Actually, I did not. I haven't been really playing around with primers. I've just been really moisturizing my face and kind of just getting it, you know, skincare. First thing that's important. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start shaking my my HD foundation. And I'm just gonna pump about 3 in the back of my hand. So I'm going to be taking my Morphe M176, and I'm just going to be breaking this up along my face. Alright, so then on the back of my hand, I'm just going to grab what's left and with my beauty blender, and I always take the butt of the beauty blender, and I'm just going to start pressing that in. Now around the eye area, I've noticed for me, I get a lot of fine lines, so if I put too much product underneath my eyes, it will start to get really creasy and really heavy, and just the makeup will start to break up right there. So if you kind of suffer with the same thing with the whole fine lines, I suggest not to put foundation underneath there. Now you can spot conceal also whenever you're doing this, just for a little bit more coverage. I just chose not to because I didn't want to. Now, let me talk to you about my forehead. So with my forehead, I make a lot of facial expressions. So I'm starting to get like an aged line right here. So I try not to make that many whenever I'm allowing my foundation to dry. So if you're somebody who also has like that line or any type of other facial line on your face, I suggest to let your foundation dry and kind of just like stay still, kind of like you have Botox, but you don't. Now for concealers today, you guys already know I'm going to be using my Maybelline Fit Me concealers. I'm going to be using number 20 Sand and number 25 Medium to kind of just like highlight and conceal my face. Contour conceal. That should be the new term, the contour conceal. Now the reason why I'm going to be using 2 concealers is that whenever I'm going to be going into my inner corners, I want something a little bit more pigmented just to kind of color correct any dark circles that I have. But as I go further out, I want to have it more of a brighter complexion. So I'm going to be sort of having a gradient effect and having it transition from like dark to light. And then as well, my forehead, I don't like to put that much product on there just because I just feel like if I put so much product on my forehead, it's just going to start creasing even more. Alright, so just going in. I have to kind of work around my eye makeup. Like, way to go, Eric. Way to go. But I'm really focusing that in the inner corner just because I wanted to really just cover up those dark circles, girl. You know I'll be up all night. I'll probably have to touch up my eye makeup in just a second. Oh, I got a text message. I'm so weird. This is why I have no friends. This is my first text message of the day. It's already 3. I'm a lonely person. Oh shit. So that was number 25. Now I'm going to be going in with number 20 on the outer portions of my eye. TBH is probably my mom that's texting me. Bring in the dogs, feed the dogs. Then I'm going to be taking a little bit onto between my eyebrows. And I'm going to be blending that out onto my forehead. Take some on the bridge of my nose. Cute though. Very little bit on my chin. So now going in with my beauty blender, but at the tip, I am going to be pressing that in and really getting that concealed. This is also going to clean up any of my eyeshadow. So if I want like a straighter line, girl, I'll make one. I have like this one pimple in the center of my forehead that has been there for like 3 weeks, and I'm like, go away. And then it started to have kids, and I was like, who are you messing around with that you're like giving birth on my forehead? So for my nose area on the bridge, I'm going to be pinching my beauty blender and then just kind of pressing that concealer in. If you don't have like a defined cupid's bow here, you don't have to put concealer on the cupid's bow. Like if you have really small lips, you don't have to do that. But I have a little bit of a cupid's bow, so I'm going to do it. Alright, so while my concealer is still trying to like dry down, this is the perfect opportunity for me to go in with my highlighter. And the reason why I like to do it before I do my bronzer or blush is because I want it to look more natural looking whenever I throw my blush and bronzer on, so it blends in a lot easier. And if I want to add a little bit more, I don't have to pack on so much when my face is already set with powder. So I'm going to be taking my Anastasia Glow Kit in That Glow. And I'm going to be taking the shade Bubbly and maybe a little bit of Sunburst. I haven't decided yet. So just going to be taking my Morphe... Going to be taking my Morphe M310 and kind of just like dab, dab, tap. And then kind of just... I feel like it's really bright on my camera and you can't really see what I'm kind of doing. Maybe a little bit on the forehead just for that glow. A little bit on the cheek. And then with my ring finger, I'm going to be picking up more of that bubbly and just tapping it on my nose and then pushing upwards. Now to set my face, I'm going to be taking the Kat Von D Lock-It Setting Powder. And honestly, I love this stuff. I don't know why so many people are against it. I'm like, girl, it works so good for me. So let me show you how I kind of use it. Oh, okay. But I'm just going to be taking a little bit on the cap. I don't know if you can see it. I don't want it to tip over. But there it is. And then I'm going to be taking my Morphe E3 brush. This is from their new Elite 2 collection. And I'm just going to be kind of breaking this up just a little bit. But I'm just going to go dab, tap, 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 tap. And then just pressing that into my face. Now I really like this setting powder just because I've noticed with it that whenever I work or, you know, I'm out running errands or something, that my forehead just tends to not crease. And I'm like, yes, thank you, KBD. Oh, I'm gonna take some on my neck. And this is just gonna help to transition the foundation. So say if it's a little bit darker or if a little bit lighter, you can kind of go in with that translucent powder and just take it onto the neck and kind of just transition the two together. Now with my beauty blender, I'm going to be picking up what's left in the pan and I'm just going to be baking with it. Now, if you don't understand the concept of baking, basically it's just taking an over excessive amount of like setting powder or any type of loose translucent powder that you have, and you're just really going to be pressing it into the areas and leaving it on there for about like, I do it for about 2 to 3 minutes, maybe sometimes longer. So I'm just going to be pressing it in close to my inner corner. And by pressing it and not rubbing it, it's not going to disrupt any of the makeup. Gotta get that forehead though, because you know. Now for this part right here, I'm going to be drawing like a short little line right underneath the hollows of my cheekbones just to create that contour so that when we go in already, it's just going to look nice and cleaned up. For my nose area, I'm really taking that tip point and just kind of like running it along the side of my nose. I'm really extra. You could never take me on a date. I'd be like, hold on, can you give me like 2 hours to get ready? And my date would just like leave me. This is why I'm single. And now we wait for this to bake. Okay, so now I'm just gonna be brushing off any of that excess. You see how fast that was? It was just like boom. Time went by. Now the reason why I like to set my face first with the setting powder is because I've noticed that if you just go straight in from like concealer to baking, that it tends to get a little patchy if you just go straight into that. So make sure that you're using a light layer first and then go in and bake with the powder. So I think today we're going to be using I want to use the NYX Highlight and Contour Palette. I know I've used this a lot in a lot of my tutorials, but honestly, it's such a nice palette, like, and it's so affordable at the drugstore, like, why not? Alright, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking my E48 brush, and I'm just going to be dipping it right here into this shade, the second one at the bottom. And this is just going to be my contour shade. And then I'm just going to find kind of like where my cheekbone is, and then just go in with that. And just do circular motions upwards. If you need to pick up more product, that's totally fine. You're more than welcome to do that. And then what I do is on this side right here, I have like a shadow, and I've noticed that I have it and I love it. I'm like, yes, I can work with this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go like this and kind of like find and kind of make them like more exaggerated so that I can go in and just shade them in. So just going in. This is really just gonna add more dimension to my face and really give me that sculptured look. Take them onto the temple, bring it to the forehead, and I'm still doing circular motions. And I'm gonna just go over here and do the other side. And I'll kind of just make my chin look a little bit more chiseled as well. You can take some right here, right where your jawline, kind of just like underneath it, that hollow, just to help the foundation transition a little bit better as well. Now I'm gonna be taking my E4 brush, and I'm just gonna go like this to my palette. I'm just gonna go boom, 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 boom. I don't got time to be focusing on one color for that. Then what I'll do is I'll kind of just go slight tap, 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 tap. And I just like using this technique just because I find that it gets a lot more pigmented, and I'm not disrupting any of the foundation or concealer. But do you still see how we have that glow in our face? Like, it's still like glowing, girl. Even though we did set it with like a powder, it's still just gonna be there because it's so pigmented and so pretty. So now for blush, I really don't like to change it up. I kind of just stick with the blush that I'm comfortable with, just because I'm not a big blush person. Like, I don't know, for some reason. But I like this like peachy apricot golden look, and this is the Milani Luminoso blush. So I'm just gonna take that same E4 brush and just kind of like press into it, tap off some excess, tap again, maybe tap like 3 more times, and then just kind of press it on there. Onto the face as well, maybe kind of buff that out. For the nose area, I'm just going to be taking a little, just the same E4 brush, just kind of going in with it. And I love how this kind of contours my nose. And then after I'm done with the face, I pretty much will just like touch up my eyes, add my lip color, and then I'm done. Alright guys, that is the end of the tutorial. I hope you guys learned something today and enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, which is the subscribe button is down below, so go and do that. Click that button. I will be posting videos more often on a daily basis now that I found my original spot again. So I hope to do more talk through videos with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video once again. So I love you guys so much, and I will see you later. Bye!